if it is our job to improve people's lives, and if a black belt to me is the definition of being the best version of yourself, then we also got to be the best version of ourselves. If we can be 1% better tomorrow than where we were today, that's progression, that's improvement. So hello, welcome to the Martial Arts Lifestyle. I am James Cox, and today is episode number 87. So the question is, are you unfit for martial arts? Like literally unfit. Hey, so we want to talk about being that example. You know, martial artists should be from A to Z and from the inside out. And if it's about mind, body, spirit, if all the advertisements you see from kids to adults that martial arts is going to teach you discipline and focus and confidence, is going to teach you flexibility and strength, and you're going to gain benefits and learn, you know, the ability to be able to defend yourself, have that solid peace of mind. Maybe you want to be a competitor and all those things that come with that. It is mind, body, and spirit. And we got to as well be, and I'm talking probably a lot, not just for the martial arts students, because a martial arts student is in growth. They're progressing and they're setting those goals and they're getting themselves more fit, at least. Hopefully they're in a karate school or martial arts academy that's going to work them out. You know, we use those 3 S's. You need to leave the karate school sweaty, smiley, and sore. But I'm talking a little bit about, are you unfit for the martial arts as a martial arts instructor? And that can be a hard pill to swallow. I get it, man. Hey, and we could all be better. I am far from perfect, but to lead by example, and if you're teaching something that is advertised as physical fitness, then shouldn't you be an example? Are there exceptions? There are exceptions. Maybe it's medical, maybe it's age, maybe it's disability, and you are trying your best, all right? So I think you could have the knowledge to teach good martial arts and to give the principles and the mechanics. You can articulate the words, you can teach it, and maybe not necessarily be this, you know, athletic bodybuilder, you know, specimen, but overall, unless you got a really good reason, and I didn't say excuse, I said reason, you should be more fit to teach martial arts. I've seen it. I've seen guys that are in incredible shape, and I've seen martial artists. I'll give you some examples that really, you know, made me recognize this concept here, because we want to look up to these people with this power and this belt and this rank. So we might go to karate tournaments, right? Competing, you know, everybody's in there, blah, blah. You go outside and you see a circle of black belts on smoke break. You know, they got the cigarettes in hand and just taking a break. Hey, we all got bad habits. There's certain addictions here and there. Maybe they're trying to quit. Again, I can be empathetic and understanding, but come on now. You're a martial artist. You're teaching health and fitness. Put the cigarettes down, right? Now, is that any different from being out intoxicated? No, you got a bad habit there too, right? You know, balance and too much of anything definitely can be bad. But to be more physically fit, you need to watch what you eat, what you drink, who you're around, what you do. You know, you see a martial artist that will get a size 5 belt. So the belt's fitting them perfect. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then they get their 2nd degree, 3rd degree. They got to trade it in for a size 6, 5th degree, 6th degree. Now they're in a size 7. Before you know it, you can barely see the ends of their belt. The belt tied, and you see the little bitty tips, all right? So they outgrew their belt, you know, or the belt shrunk, right? So we got to stay in better shape, guys. Let's be the examples, and let's do what we can and work around it, you know, because if something is wrong with do as I say, not as I do. Do as I say, not as I do. Come on, man. Lead by example. Get out there and represent. How about work out sometimes with your students, you know? You know, you might have students that are going to pass you up and be in better shape than you. Well, you also have knowledge that they don't have. They can't put those years in that you have and the wisdom that you have to be able to help change people's lives forever. So you do have something there. You know, the leader, we teach a leadership course, and one of the first things we do is we talk about what that word is, leader. All right, so I'm going to give you some things here. What is L? I already said it. L is for lead by example. As hard as it may be that example and do the right things so that you stand out, you know, from your communication skills to the way you look and sound and the things you do and blah, blah. Lead by example. E is for educate. As a martial arts instructor, you're an educator, you're a teacher. So that is your job, not only to just, hey, do this, monkey see, monkey do, and do this round kick, But how about teaching, body alignment, rotation, breath control, balance, speed, power, accuracy, and understanding now the student has a deeper understanding of why they do this and that. There's a lot of questions in martial arts that need to be asked. And sometimes the student wants to know why. And some instructors will be like, because I said. Well, that doesn't answer. Come on, educate the students you teach. A is for attitude. What have you heard? Attitude determines altitude. How far do you want to go in life? How far do you want to go in your martial arts? How do you want to get through this day sometimes? Well, you're going to have the right attitude, and that's that positive mindset. That's those thoughts and feelings of progression and improvement and trying to eliminate the self-doubt and the negativity. Too much pessimistic attitudes everywhere anyway. So where are we? L, lead by example. E, educate. A, attitude. D, discipline. Man, you might not want to do it, but you do it anyway, right? You might not want to do the push-ups. You might not want to sit in the sauna. You might not want to eat a carrot instead of a cupcake, but you do the things you need to do, and it takes a little bit of discipline because you're teaching your students and you're telling them to have discipline. That discipline becomes self-discipline. That's doing the things you need to do without being told. So discipline is key factor in all the successes that people have, and we have to do that as well. E is for excellence. Excellence is the best, man. If the black belt is representing the Cadillac, if the black belt is representing the top, if it's the gold medal, you start with the white belt of innocence and purity, and you put in the blood, sweat, tears, your rank gets deeper and darker, and you become this black belt, right? Well, that's a standard and a symbol of excellence. So let's try to fit the part. Last of all on leader is the word R, and that's responsibility. So we have the responsibility to make sure you're teaching your students to do the right things and not the wrong things, that you never leave something uncorrected. You don't give up on your students. They're going to learn how to keep that left hand up. They're going to learn how to rotate that hip eventually. You just got to continue to teach and focus on the details, and it'll sink in their head, man. But that's your responsibility. You have the responsibility, back to what I said, to stay fit enough. Physical fitness is completeness. It's your cardio, your strength, your flexibility. It's your diet, your nutrition. So you want to focus on all that. If it is our job to improve people's lives, and if a black belt to me is the definition of being the best version of yourself, then we also got to be the best version of ourselves. And we can be 1% better tomorrow than where we were today. That's progression. That's improvement. So what can you do to be 1% better? And this was just a little bit more about fitness, but it can carry on to anything and everything. If our job is to fill other people up, to boost their confidence, their self-esteem, to teach them skills that could save their life, to give them that no-quit attitude, determination, discipline, and desire, then we got to be able to represent it ourselves, all right? So if you can fill yourself up, you have something to fill others. So it's kind of always goes back to your own daily self-improvement. What podcast are you listening to? What books are you reading? What gym are you going to and how often? And how much martial arts are you training? Don't think you're not going to decline if you stop practicing your martial arts. Oh, I got my black belt, so now I'm going to stop. Okay, and then you're going to be a brown belt, and then a green and a blue, a purple, an orange, a yellow, and a white. It goes backwards just like it went forward. So you got to continue your martial arts journey to be the best that you can be. A couple things that stick with me is the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If that's a punch, a kick, a stretch, a diet, nutrition, a word. Again, I'm far from perfect. We're going to make mistakes, but those mistakes are lessons. Those losses are learning of things that you learn from to improve. And, you have something because you've been there and you've done it. I can help my students better because I've made all those mistakes. So you've been there and you've done it, then you're able to, cross over and improve that. I think a lot of times you need to always have a coach, so just like don't stop having a martial arts instructor. You lose your instructor, find another one, find one in a different style. Karate guys, do some jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu guys, do some karate. Taekwondo guys, do some boxing. Boxers, do some kicking, whatever it might be. But the positive mixed martial arts concept is to teach you to be well-rounded and good at all aspects of the martial arts. So to me, why be limited? I get it. Maybe you really have a goal of going far in one area, right? You want to go to the Olympics in boxing, all right? Don't kick, just box. That's your goal for sure. But if not, and it's something that's a hobby, it's something that's, you're just training for, then you might as well learn it all. If you got 2 legs, learn how to use them. They're called kicks, right? So to be good at everything. And if you have to get a coach, then get a coach. Pay somebody. What's that other saying? We pay attention to what we pay for, right? So money is about respect, pay for something. Pay for that gym membership. Hopefully you won't miss it now, right? Pay extra for a personal trainer. Pay extra for a dietitian, nutritionalist, whatever it might be, man. Go to this seminar, take this online course. So self-improvement, pay for it, literally with money, and you will pay attention better to the things you pay for. Last of all, one of my favorite sayings is change your habits and change your life. Habits. We're all creatures of habit. How many times we do things with zero thought, or at least a thought comes so fast it doesn't seem like we're thinking? How many times you're trying to go somewhere and before you know it, you're almost home because you're on autopilot and your car told you it was time to go home, but you were meaning to go home, you had somewhere else to go. So you got to change those habits and break those patterns. Maybe you have patterns from your family. Maybe you have patterns from your past. Well, it's time to create new ones and create new habits by doing the positive things a little at a time. Inch by inch is a cinch, yard by yard is just too hard. So take your time, take those steps, and let's be more physically fit, guys. Work out, sweaty, smiley, and sore. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Man, we got some brilliant ones in those other 86 episodes, all right? So go back, check out the interviews. We have grandmasters, we have, health, nutrition, we have UFC fighters, we have referees, you name it, all across. And this podcast is being seen all over the world. So do the right things for me, please, and help us share it. Have a good day.